What's going on, guys? It's Steve. So there's this whole topic going around that LeBron James is going to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers come 2018 if Melo does not trade, if the Knicks don't trade Melo to the Cavaliers. And my simple answer to that is it's not going to happen. LeBron James is never going to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers. He is stuck there, not in the terms of his contract or whatever. No, because he has all the power in that organization, but he's not going to leave. I know Dan Gilbert fired David Griffin. I know Kyrie said if LeBron leaves, I'm leaving. And then this whole thing of Kevin Love with the trades and then losing in 5 games, and then they're not going to get any better. But I'll tell you guys this right now. LeBron James will never leave the Cleveland Cavaliers. He is going to retire as a Cleveland Cavalier. He is going to stay there for the remainder of his career. Think about this for a second. Where the hell is he going to go? Where is LeBron James going to go? There's some possible explanations, like the Lakers, for example. LeBron's going to go to LA. He has a house in LA. One of his pizza chains are in LA, which, by the way, is doing really freaking good right now. I think statistically it's the fastest growing fast food restaurant ever in the history of fast food restaurants, which is ridiculous. Good for him. That dude is going to be a billionaire. But he ain't going to the Lakers. He's not going to the Western Conference, because if he goes to the West, let's say Melo goes to the Rockets. If he goes to the West, he has to go through the Spurs, the Rockets, and the Warriors, which means he has to go through Melo, James Harden, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry. He's not going to do that. It's not going to happen. His best bet is to just stay where he is. And the reason is because of Kyrie Irving. This guy is just going to get better and better and better. He's not going to get any worse. He's not. Okay, this is sort of like, now I'm not saying Kyrie is on Kobe's level, but this is sort of like when Kobe and Shaq lost 4 games to 1. They won 3 in a row, and then they lost 4 games to 1 to the Detroit Pistons in the 2004 NBA Finals. They broke up. Now, Shaq declined, but Kobe skyrocketed. Okay? He had 3 straight 50-point games. He had an 81-point game. He was going off. He won 2 out of 3 championships. He is a beast, right? So Kyrie Irving, with LeBron declining, Kyrie is just going to skyrocket, and LeBron cannot miss that opportunity. He's not going to want to miss that opportunity. I mean, you just learn from history. Okay? Shaquille O'Neal has 4 NBA championships, but it possibly could have been more if he would have stayed put in LA. Okay? So LeBron's not leaving. That, honestly, for people to really think LeBron James would leave Cleveland is ridiculous, because one, his son, I believe he said he wants his son to go to St. Vincent St. Mary. Now, if you don't know what St. Vincent St. Mary is, that's the high school that LeBron James went to. He wants his son to go there. Okay? He was born in Akron. Okay? He is an Ohioan. He's a pure blood citizen of Ohio, okay? You know how they say New Yorkan, Ohioan, whatever. He's a purebred Ohio native. That's LeBron for you, okay? The Windy City, Chicago. But you get my point, okay? So you have all of these possibilities. The Lakers. He could have went to the Clippers, which ain't going to happen. I think, anyway, the Clippers did whatever, terrible team. They still got Blake Griffin, DeAndre, whatever. He ain't going to the Clippers. He ain't going to the Lakers. Now, the next possible situation that people talk about is the San Antonio Spurs. But this makes me die laughing, because what position is LeBron going to play? Listen, LeBron is good. He can play the 4 spot, but he doesn't excel at the 4 spot like Melo does. Okay? LeBron excels at the 3 spot because the 3 spot is so flexible, and LeBron does everything on the floor, where a power forward is all post. And that's why people say Melo's a ball stopper, because he gets it in the post and he faces up, he sizes up back to the basket. You know, the video that I uploaded yesterday, and Kobe said turn around right over the right shoulder, turn around over the left shoulder. Only me, Melo, and Paul Pierce have mastered that. That's why Melo can play the 3, and now that he's slower and unathletic, he can play the 4 spot because he has the skill to. Now, I'm not saying LeBron doesn't, but LeBron excels because, not just because he's a dominant scorer, which he is, but because he can impact the game on all levels. And if you see my video about why the small forward position is the best position in the league, and why it's so dominant, why LeBron, KD, and Melo have dominated over the last 15 years, obviously KD only 10, but is because that position is so flexible. It's you can do everything. You can guard 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 possibly. You know, you can do that. You can play point guard. You can pass. You can play point forward. You can shoot. You can post up. You can size up. You can catch and shoot. You know, you can do everything as a small forward, and that's what LeBron James excels at. That's what makes him so great. So Kawhi can't play the 4 spot. He can't do it. Okay, as great as Kawhi is, he's not going to play the 4 spot. So the only possible scenarios right now for LeBron James, okay, because he's not going to the Western Conference. That's not going to happen. So get that dream out of your head. If you're a Portland Trailblazer fan, get that out of your head. If you're a Spurs fan, get that out of your head. If you're a Lakers fan, get that out of your head. If you're a Clippers fan, Spurs fan, whatever team you like, just get it out of your head because it ain't going to happen. There's only 2 possibilities that happen. These 2 possibilities, and neither one of them guarantee a championship, even though if he gets Melo, it real close to winning a championship. So there's only 2 possibilities for LeBron. Stay in Cleveland and the Cavs get Melo, or stay in Cleveland and keep the same team that you have now and pretty much be a guaranteed loss in the NBA Finals next year. Now, I have to address this because this is ridiculous. People bring up the subject that the Boston Celtics are good enough to defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers because they got Gordon Hayward and Isaiah Thomas. I'll give you, they got a good roster. But Al Horford, let's be real. Isaiah Thomas just came out and said, you better bring out the Brinks truck if you want me to stay next year. Let's be real. He needs to get paid. He's a great player, one of the greatest players in the league at this point in time. He needs to get paid. But him and Gordon Hayward are really the only stars on the team. I've said this and I've said this so many times. Al Horford is overrated. He's a great player. He ain't no damn all-star, but he's a great player. But that's besides the point. Gordon Hayward, Isaiah Thomas, and Al Horford, and their role players. Or LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love with their role players. I mean, let's be real. Even if LeBron didn't have Kyrie and Kevin Love, he'd probably still beat this Boston Celtic team. That's how good he is. Now, if this were like 22, 23, 24-year-old LeBron where he was really carrying, I mean, the final 25 points and the final 25 straight points for the Cavaliers, you know, averaging 35 points per game in the playoffs, you know, 40-point performances, triple-doubles, game winners, dunks, just dominating, that would be different. I mean, he'd probably beat them in 5 games. Okay, sort of like D Wade in his prime. But now that LeBron slowed down, it'd probably go to 6 or 7 without Kyrie and Kevin Love. But with Kyrie and Kevin Love, it'll probably be only 5 to 6 games. Okay, they'd be lucky if they pushed 7, but I doubt it would happen. To be straight up honest, I doubt the Boston Celtics right now can push 7 games against this Cleveland Cavalier team, and that's without Melo. Okay, because again, Kevin Love is a great player. It's just his play style doesn't fit well with the Golden State Warriors because the Cavaliers don't utilize him properly. I've said this before. The Cleveland Cavaliers keep forcing Kevin Love to spot and shoot because they're allowing the Golden State Warriors to dictate the tempo. But LeBron should know this by now. In order for you to win the game, you need to dictate the tempo. You need to be in control of the pace. That's how you win ball games. That's why Chris Paul has been so successful his entire career. He knows when to speed it up. He knows when to slow it down. The same with Steve Nash. The same with Tony Parker. The same with Jason Kidd, etc., etc. That is what you do. John Stockton, Magic Johnson. That is what great playmakers do. And that's why I was so surprised when I saw the Golden State Warriors just walk through the Cavaliers because I thought LeBron would be able to dictate the pace of the game, which is something he needs to do more. Because if he could make the game slow down a bit, and have Kevin Love in the low post, get the Warriors in foul trouble, they would probably win that series. They would probably win that series because the Golden State Warriors won because they were playing their own play style. Run and gun, catch and shoot. Give it to the open man. The Cavaliers don't play like that. They are ISO players. Kyrie's an ISO player. LeBron's an ISO player. Yeah, he can play make and create his own shot and create shots for other people, but he's an ISO player. Kevin Love is an ISO player. The rest, you'd be lucky. You know, Channing Frye, he's a catch-and-shoot player. Jared Smith, catch-and-shoot player. Amon Shumpert, best not even let him touch the basketball except on the defensive end to give it back to LeBron after he steals it or blocks it or gets a stop. Tristan Thompson, don't let him get the basketball outside of the paint. Okay? That is what the Cleveland Cavaliers need to do. Slow down the tempo, and they'll be fine. But this whole notion of LeBron James leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers is complete nonsense. Mark my words. LeBron James will never, ever leave the Cleveland Cavaliers again. He is going to stay on this team for the remainder of his career. Mark my words on that one. I'm telling you guys, he's staying with Cleveland.